I talked about people who procrastinate. Basically, it's fear-based procrastination. They procrastinate because they want to come up with every excuse. I'm thinking about, I'm planning on, I'm fixing to, I'm analyzing, we're working on that. When really everyone knows they're full of crap. They're afraid to make a move, and because of their fear, they're never going to. And then when they're 60, 70 years old, it's going to be, I coulda, I shoulda, I woulda, I thought you were fixing to, you were working on that. What happened?
Have you ever noticed how hard it is to get started on those tasks you know you need to do, but just don't feel like doing? Maybe it's a work report, some household chores, or even a simple home project you've been putting off. These tasks can feel dull, challenging, or downright impossible to tackle. The truth is, our brains are naturally wired to seek pleasure and avoid discomfort. So, when we're faced with something that demands effort or doesn't offer instant gratification, we tend to procrastinate. But here's the bright side. We can actually train our brains to handle these tasks more effectively. By using a few simple techniques and building better habits, we can make these activities easier to manage and, most importantly, approach them with more motivation. This doesn't mean making the task fun, but creating strategies that help us break through mental resistance and make the process less daunting. The key is understanding that this instinct to avoid challenges is totally natural, but with practice and consistency, it's absolutely possible to break the cycle. And the best part, when we learn how to face these tough tasks, we start building confidence and feel better prepared for the other challenges life throws our way. With the right techniques, any task can turn into an opportunity for personal growth. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by these kinds of tasks or just didn't know where to begin, this video is for you. We're going to dive into techniques that can help you get great results. If you've faced similar challenges, give this video a thumbs up and let us know in the comments how you deal with the tasks you keep putting off. Let's turn those hurdles into stepping stones towards success together. As we've seen, the brain has a natural tendency to avoid difficult or uncomfortable tasks, always gravitating toward instant rewards and pleasure. This happens because, at its core, the brain is wired to protect us from discomfort, which often leads to procrastination when faced with tasks that require effort. However, understanding this natural inclination is the first step to gaining control over it. Recognizing that resistance is an automatic reaction, not a reflection of our ability, is liberating because it empowers us to take charge and change the pattern. Once we understand this dynamic, we realize procrastination isn't a personal failing, but a response we can train ourselves to overcome. The key to breaking through this mental resistance lies in building habits and applying techniques that make these tasks easier to tackle. First, it's about making those tasks part of our routine, something we do regularly without hesitation. When we integrate them into our daily lives, they stop feeling like extraordinary burdens and become just another part of our day, easier to face. This takes discipline and consistency, but over time the brain starts associating these challenging tasks with something normal, stripping away that initial discomfort. Consistency is what drives the most significant change. By repeating these actions and using strategies to lighten the mental load, like breaking tasks into smaller steps or rewarding ourselves afterward, we can rewire our brains to handle what once felt impossible. In doing so, we're not just overcoming procrastination, but training our minds to embrace challenges, building resilience, and preparing ourselves for anything life throws our way. With patience and persistence, these techniques can turn even the most mundane task into a process that feels manageable, and surprisingly, even satisfying. One of the most effective strategies for overcoming mental resistance is the practice of immediate rewards. As we've discussed, the brain naturally seeks pleasure and avoids discomfort. By pairing a simple, instant reward with a tough task, we can reinforce positive behavior and make progress feel more rewarding. Hitting a small milestone or completing part of a project? Give yourself a little treat, a coffee break, a quick walk, or even a moment to enjoy your favorite song. This creates a positive connection with the task, helping your brain see it as not just effort, but also an opportunity for something enjoyable. This approach works because it taps into your brain's dopamine system, the same system that lights up when we experience rewards. What once felt like a daunting challenge starts to feel linked to moments of joy, making the task feel lighter and, over time, even more appealing. Picture yourself working on a demanding project. When you hit a small goal, you take a breather or do something that genuinely brings you a little happiness. This simple act of rewarding yourself creates a positive feedback loop. Your brain starts to associate the effort with pleasant moments, making it easier to dive back in. The best part? Rewards don't have to be big or complicated. Even just a few minutes doing something you enjoy can have a big impact. Maybe it's a quick tea break, scrolling through social media, or spending a moment on something creative that inspires you. The key is to recognize those small wins along the way and celebrate them. With this mindset, even the most boring or exhausting tasks take on new meaning. They turn into a series of rewarding moments. making the whole process not just more enjoyable, but also way more effective. Another powerful technique for training your brain to handle tough tasks is the Pomodoro method. This strategy involves breaking your work into short, focused intervals, typically 25 minutes, followed by brief breaks. It's a total game changer for staying on track and boosting productivity. The magic of the Pomodoro method lies in working intensely for a short burst of time without overwhelming your brain with long, continuous effort. By chunking tasks into manageable time blocks, your brain can dive into deep focus knowing there's a reward, a break, just around the corner. This helps cut down on exhaustion and keeps procrastination at bay. Feeling like a task is too big or impossible to finish can be a huge mental roadblock. But with the Pomodoro method, what once seemed like an endless uphill battle turns into a series of smaller, achievable steps. Each Pomodoro becomes a victory of its own. And with every completed interval, you feel that sense of progress, which keeps your motivation alive. When your brain recognizes that you're consistently making headway, that mental resistance starts to fade, and what once felt overwhelming becomes way more approachable. This constant sense of progress is a game changer for beating procrastination and getting things done. On top of that, the Pomodoro method helps prevent mental burnout. Those breaks give your brain the downtime it needs to recharge so you can come back to the task refreshed and ready to tackle the next work block. And here's the best part. The more you practice this method, the more your brain starts to associate effort with balanced rewards, creating a positive cycle of focus and productivity. The Pomodoro method turns big tasks into a series of small wins, and over time, you'll find even your most daunting projects can be completed more efficiently and with way less stress. We've reached a crucial point in this brain training process: persistence. Often when we start a difficult task, we expect immediate results and strive for perfection right from the beginning. But it's important to understand that real transformation comes from a gradual, consistent process. Persistence is the key to building new habits and achieving continuous improvement. Don't worry about doing everything at once or being perfect. The most important thing is to take small steps every day. Each step forward, no matter how small, is meaningful progress and a solid foundation for success. Remember, it's the repetition of these small actions that will create a new reality for you. When you consistently apply the strategies we've discussed so far, like a growth mindset, immediate rewards, and the Pomodoro method, your brain begins to adapt. Over time, tasks that once seemed impossible will start to feel easier and more natural. Instead of battling mental resistance, you'll become increasingly comfortable with the process and realize that difficult activities aren't insurmountable obstacles, but just another challenge to overcome. That's the power of persistence in action. So don't give up if progress feels slow at first. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, but steady improvement each day. Consistently repeating the strategies that work for you will train your brain to handle challenges more effectively until they become easier to tackle. And when you look back, you'll see that persistence was what made the difference, allowing you to achieve what once seemed impossible. Stay the course, keep moving forward, and over time, those difficult and boring tasks will simply become part of your journey towards success. Now that you've learned the strategies to beat procrastination and turn difficult tasks into manageable challenges, it's time to put everything into practice. Remember, your brain, like any skill, can be trained. Whether you're using the Pomodoro method, rewarding yourself immediately, or adopting a growth mindset, every step you take contributes to your progress. Persistence is key, and even the smallest advances can make a huge difference. By committing to and trusting this process, you'll realize that even the most challenging tasks can be conquered. So if you're ready to take the next step and boost your productivity, like this video, subscribe to the channel for more tips, and share in the comments which of these techniques you'll apply to your daily routine. And remember, change starts with the first step. Let's achieve great results together.